Yes, yes, yes. Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Friday indeed. Friday night, in fact. Again, the Friday night tradition of the bowling league, and then the beautiful dinner afterwards at the country restaurant. Some good fried chicken there tonight. Yes, indeed. Jason up, New Age Revolution. Here in the cave in the comfy night gear. Yeah, the, I don't know, Kohl's. Kohl's has like their own brand of blanket. I forget what it's called. But then they also make pants. They make like, yeah, how about that foot? They make like nighttime pants. And these are great. Because what do they got? They got the tapered ankle. I don't go anywhere without a tapered ankle, ladies and gentlemen. No, I don't. But I am feeling good. I got the double XL nightshirt on. I got the cozy Kohl's whatever pants. I forget what the blanket's name is. Somebody's going to know. Somebody's wife is watching this with them. And she's screaming it at the TV. Kohl's has their own brand of a blanket, and now apparently they've made night pants. They're not lounge pants. You don't wear these around during the day. These never touch my posterior during the day. Nighttime only. Plans tonight, indeed. One of our favorite family Halloween movies. Now brace yourself for this. I think you'll be surprised, but if you got little kids, you might already, you know where I'm coming from. The Curious George Halloween movie is fantastic, and my children will probably watch it well into their late teens. It's just that good. It's just Curious George is a real feel-good cartoon. I'm just saying. Random thoughts here. All right, I wouldn't usually do a power hour this close to the last power hour, but on the last power hour I asked for questions because we had no more, and the show was going to go away. And so I got, 15 emails from people that dropped some questions, and I was just excited about the questions. So I'm going to do another power hour for you. Weekend programming, we have Memories of LJN tomorrow night, Saturday night Memories of LJNs. We'll either be talking about factions and aliases for wrestlers that I had, right, that I used, or play. What did I do? What was it like? I think I'll do the factions and the tag teams and the aliases tomorrow because the play I really want to think about. I don't want to leave anything out. So that's Saturday, and I don't know what we're going to do Sunday. I don't know. Maybe taking a closer look at something. We haven't done that in a while. Grab some stuff off the shelf, take a closer look at it. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know. I don't know what I would take a closer look at that you guys already haven't taken a closer look at, though. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll do something. All right. Many of you, in fact, how many of you? Well, I'll tell you. 59 of you have commented on the remodel video, the room remodel. And all of your comments have got me going in multiple directions of thought. The comments and the feedback are just that good. But the one thing I have decided to do is do nothing until after Christmas. Okay, so it's just impossible. I struggle to move down here, and it's only October. Come December, the room gets shut down. I will have this spot open for us, but after that, the room is just you can't move around. So I can't move anything. However, All of your ideas are wonderful. Larger couch. Many of you are voting for a lazy boy. But I know the feel that I'm looking for. And I decided something today. I'm going to, so I could not put bookshelves back corner of the room where the sump pump room door is. I couldn't put bookshelves there because I couldn't open the door all the way. And if you had to get into that room, you wouldn't be able to. And it hit me today. Take the door off. Take the door off. So I'm going to take the door off in January and hang a decorative curtain. Probably this Rambo this Rambo thing I'll probably hang as a curtain. And with the door removal, then a bookshelf can go right up against that wall. And the door won't matter, right? The door won't be open. The door's gone. That is big. To be able to get a bookshelf or two over in that area, I got a feeling I'm going to open up this entire wall. This entire wall, I got a feeling, is going to be opened up. And that's when we bring down the couch. And that's even, as some have suggested, we get a little bit bigger coffee table. And that's when I can get the pillows and the blankets and just lay down in front of the Zenith System 3 and just do what I want to do. And that's the feel that I'm looking for. That's the feel. So stay tuned, okay? Stay tuned. Let's get into the Power Hour. Let's get into the Power Hour. All right, let's go all the way. You know what? Let's do it in reverse order. I want to do it in reverse order. Right? We're going to go with the newest question. Michael Rea, you were almost up. You were almost up. Michael Rea started the questions flowing in October 12th. But I'm going to flip it. Just cuz. It's just just cuz. I'm going to flip it. John Doyle. John Doyle, a.k.a. the Rabid Hamster. The Rabid Hamster. He says, good afternoon. Appreciate the show and all you do to bring engaging content to the channel. My question is around toys and collectibles from the 80s. Do you have any advice for acquiring these items? eBay has always been my go-to place, but considering current inflation, it seems it is becoming more and more difficult to find certain items for a reasonable price. For example, one of the items I'd love to put in my personal collection is the first few years of the G.I. Joe action figure line from that era. I have that. Sadly, my mother threw mine away when I went away to college. I told you not to go to college. And I've been slowly buying them back. I used to be able to find these figures for around $20 or less, but now I'm seeing listings in the $50 to $100 range. Just an example of the types of things I'm looking to acquire. I've seen the same thing happening in the vintage video game market. The prices have gotten to a level where it's just not affordable. All I'm asking for is a few happy memories of my childhood. Is that too much to ask? No, it's not too much to ask. All right. Well, believe it or not, I haven't used eBay in quite a while. Or I haven't used eBay consistently in quite a while. I don't have a magic answer for you, though. There's not magical websites that you are not aware of that I am aware of. They're not. I would suggest you get on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook because you hate Facebook, as you should hate Facebook, okay, because it's nonsense and garbage, do what I did. I just got on there to follow, some Comic-Cons that I go to follow, like Shop AEW, so I know when Pre-sale tickets are going on sale in my area. I follow, I think that's about it. And then you guys. I literally have no family members on Facebook. I have no old, grammar school friends. It's just for the channel. And I barely go on it. And I never post anything. I think I had to share something to try to win tickets to, Frightmare in the Fall. So I shared it. And that was the first post I put up in, forever. So I would get on Facebook and then start joining some groups. There's millions. The Hasbro Collectors Group, the LJN Group, the G.I. Joe Traders Group, the G.I. Joe Buy and Sell Group, and then just start connecting with people and maybe get some deals. My guess is that the people in the groups, as you get to know the groups, will hook you up. The most, and I say this with love, peace and love, the most lucrative thing I did was join the AWA Remco group and made a few friends. And, they sent me ridiculous items. It was part of the channel, it was for the channel, but still, you get to know these guys, you become friends with them, you do a little for them, they do a lot for you. It's crazy. It was amazing. So I would get into those groups. But be careful because they can be just catty and argumentative and just awful. Awful to be in. Facebook, anything in general in the internet is just awful anyway. Any kind of group, forum, whatever, even YouTube, people who leave, people, I feel bad for the bigger channels where you get lots of random people because the comments are just awful. I don't get that here, because we're a family. But it's on the groups, it's in the YouTube, it's everywhere. So just be careful of that. I've gotten a ton of stuff from flea markets. I know that's like a cliche answer, but it is a thing. Go to some flea markets. And look, the deal with flea markets is those guys have to lug all that stuff back home and then lug it all back out the next week. Make some deals, make some deals with some flea market people. Craigslist is kind of over. Facebook Marketplace can be a gem, sometimes. I've seen stuff on there that I wasn't necessarily interested in buying, but it was super cheap because people were just like, they put a batch of old toys on there, and you got some good stuff in there. So those would be my main suggestions for you. eBay right now seems to have transitioned to 85-95% buy it now, and 85-95% is overpriced buy it nows. So eBay is not the place anymore. I mean, for stupid stuff that I don't know, what have I gotten off eBay? The football phone. This Pee-wee and I are just not gonna last. You can't sit on the couch. You just can't sit on the couch. I keep knocking them over. The football phone I think I got for like $20 on eBay, but it's dying. So hit up those other things that I suggested. But thank you very much, Rabid Hamster, for your question. All right, let's jump around. We'll go back now. We'll do Michael Rea, my man Michael. As I feel bad, because I don't want. If I get Rhea first, then up here has got to wait weeks. But if I get up here, okay, so we're gonna do it like that. We're gonna go top bottom, top bottom, top bottom. Mike Rea was the first one to save the clock tower. He was the first one to save the power hour. He threw me some questions. Here we go. If you could be in an 80s movie, what would it be and why? Probably, the easy answer is the fun, kid movies, but I don't think so. I've often said that as much as I wanted to go back in time and be a kid in the 80s again, I also wanted to go back in time and see what it was like to be a teenager in the 80s. A cool teenager, a popular teenager, a good-looking teenager. Not just any teenager. I wanted to be part of the in crowd. I wanted to see what that was like. And so I think I'd want to go back, and I think I'd want to be in like a John Hughes style movie. You know, the John Cusacks, the Molly Ringwalds, the high school deal. You know, I don't want to be Anthony Michael Hall in Breakfast Club, or Pretty in Pink. I think I want to be like the cool guy in the movie, right? I want to be the guy that gets that, you know, the hot blonde that we've seen in every 80s movie ever. Yeah, maybe like a teen movie. He also says, if you could own an 80s vehicle from TV or movies, what would it be? Well, I'll tell you what. You know, again, this is just, you know, more proof that I'm getting older and just really just on a reverse treadmill. All right, or a reverse, what are they called? Those things that you stand on that move. Whatever. You know, at the airport, those things that you just, you know, I'm going backwards is my point. My point is I'm going backwards. I would take the A-Team van. You know why? Because you can sleep in it. and part of me wants like a home on wheels. I don't know. I'm not a camper. Well, Liam and I, but I'm not a, you know, I'm not an outdoorsy guy. I need luxury. I need comfort. But if I had a van, I would take all the seats out. You know, it would not be a seating van, and I would just make it like living space. I'd have like a bed set up, and you know, I would just have like a camper van, but but in the style of the A-Team van. Of course, I'm not a car guy. You know, I don't know anything about cars. I barely know how to get my hood open. Literally. So I'm not like, you know, get those classic cars. I'm not a car guy at all. You know, when it's time to buy a new car, the salesmen just, you know, fight to get to me. They literally attack each other with fisticuffs, because this is how I buy a car. This is how I bought my truck. I got you know, a Dodge Ram 1500, whatever that means, 1500. I don't know. That's what it says on the side of the vehicle. A 1500, 2022 this year, right? So I walk in there and I go, I want a truck, and then they ran my credit score, and it came back, you know, ridiculously high. So they're like, your credit score is ridiculously high. You can have whatever you want. So I was like, I don't know, just like a black one. And they're like, gunmetal gray. And I'm like, yeah, that's close. And then they pull the Dodge Ram around. They go, what about that? I go, yeah. And they go, want to test drive it? Yeah. Drive it around the block. You like it? Yeah. Okay. Do you want to ask us to take money off of it? No. Okay. You just want it. You just want it. Yeah. And that's it. There's my vehicle buying. That's it. So I'm not a car guy. So yeah, the van, A-Team van, so I can turn it into living space, a house van. Mm-hmm. Who would you hang out with from the 80s TV if you could? Kevin Arnold. Kevin Arnold from Wonder Years. Yes, it's not an 80s. Yes, it's an 80s show. No, it's not set in the 80s. But Kevin Arnold kind of reminds me of me when I was a kid. And is absolutely the kind of kid that I would want to hang out with. Absolutely. Kevin Arnold's just a friendly guy. Fred Savage, ladies and gentlemen, from Wonder Years. You know who I'm talking about. I don't need to explain Kevin Arnold to you. But he's great. You know, that kid, he hits it all. He hits all the kid, like, criteria. You know? He just hits the kid criteria. He's not too big. He's not too small. You know, he's definitely not cool, but he's cool enough. He's cool enough to get Winnie Cooper, but, you know, he's cool enough. There's no pressure. He's not going to bully into anything. He's sensitive. He's a good guy. Kevin Arnold would be probably a best friend. I would want to be best friends with Kevin Arnold. If you could go back to the 80s knowing what you know now, would you change anything? Oh, man, that's deep. What how much time we got? 20 minutes. Would I change anything? I don't know. It's hard to say. I think I addressed this similarly before. When you have kids, it's hard to say that you would change anything because I'd be afraid of the butterfly effect. I'd be afraid if I turned left instead of turned right, my kids wouldn't be here, right? I wouldn't have gone this place. I wouldn't have done that. Like, I only met their mother because I stayed out of college until I was 23. I met her in college. Had I gone to college at 18, I wouldn't have my children today. I'd probably have other children, but they wouldn't be my guys. My guys wouldn't exist. And obviously I wouldn't have known them. But you don't like to think about that. Dads don't like to think about what I would have done differently. I don't know. I probably would have savored more. But, again, what can you do, right? You can't get stuck on that and go back in time. I mean, I try to get my kids to slow down now and just take stuff in, and create memories. That's an easy one. I'd save all my photos. I would hope that my family was wealthy enough to invest in a video camera, and I would record everything, and I would save all my photos, and I would write journals. There you go. That's what I would do. I would write. I would write every day. I would capture the day every day of the year. I would capture in writing, in photo format, in video format. That is what I would do. Think the Goldbergs, right? I would be the Goldbergs. Yeah, that's what I would do. And then finally he says, do you have a relationship with your sister? Oh, here we go. Personal questions. Do you have a relationship with your sister? My family is gone. I lost my parents and brother, so the only family I've got is my wife, daughter, and her family. I'm sorry, man. I didn't know that, Michael Rea. All right, yeah, no, here we go. No, not really. No, I don't. And man, I was just thinking today, like, in the shower, because the channel is what I think about in the shower. I sound like a jerk when I'm talking about my family. Like, we don't need family, get rid of them. Fire your mother and your father, get rid of them. But I'm not a jerk. There's reasons for this stuff. So I had two sisters. And most of you are aware that I had a sister die 6 years ago from an overdose. At the time, my other sister, my youngest sister, we kind of expected her to die of an overdose. The one that did die was not an active drug user. This was very accidental, and she just didn't know what she was taking. She didn't know what she was doing. The drug that she overdosed on is a very, very potent painkiller that is barely sold anymore, and even addicts are afraid of it. Right? It's called Opana. It's a very, very unpredictable narcotic. Yeah, they're partying up there. My other sister, my youngest sister, was active at the time, very active addict, and sadly we expected her to die. So after my sister died, my youngest sister, still didn't get clean, and she didn't get clean for maybe 2 years until about 2 years ago, and now she's doing well and clean. And rebuilding her life after very long self-abuse. So it's very hard to pull yourself up out of that hole. But she's getting there. The reason that we're not close is that the family was split up so early on. And again, this is why I go back and go back to the talk about your parents video. The divorce had such a domino effect that nobody considered, I assume. Let me see how much time I got. Okay. Anyway, after the divorce, we lived with my mother for a few years. Then my sister lived with my father. And then I lived with my grandmother. And then my sisters swapped, and one went back with my mom and one went with my father. And then my mom and youngest sister took off about an hour away. We were separated is the point. We were separated. I stopped living with my sisters at about 14 because I was with my grandparents. And I stopped living with both sisters at around 12 because one of them went with my dad. So we were the divorce just, wreaked havoc on the closeness. And so over the years, starting in teens, we weren't close. We lived apart. We barely saw each other. And unfortunately, it carried on through adulthood. Addiction obviously takes family members away from you. They're gone. They do their own thing for a while. And, I love her, and every once in a while we'll have a rare phone call or a rare visit. But, I can honestly sit here and say I'm not close with any family members on my side. I'm not. And I'm not close with any family members on my wife's side. So I can officially sit here and say I'm not close with any family members. And there you go. So, but I'm a nice guy. I'm not doing anything wrong. Right? Anyway. So thanks, Michael Rea. And thanks to everybody who just answered the call. We've got 12 more emails to go through and lots. We got about 10 episodes of the Power Hour covered. So thanks for that, guys. All right, that's it. We'll see you this weekend. We'll do some fun stuff. Wait till you see the Campbells, the Campbell family, Bobby and Tommy Campbell. They're going to get their own show, their own Power Hour, because they sent in the most entertaining video questions you'll ever see. They're great. I love them. They're coming up. Tomorrow we'll do an LJN Memories, Saturday Night Memories of LJNs. And then we'll do other stuff. I don't know. We'll do fun stuff. That's all. See you later. Here, check out the comfy pants. I still can't remember the company that makes them. But man, oh man, look at it. Look how comfy. Good night now.